May I see your license, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem. Hang on just 1 second. Will this work for you? I can't seem to find my license, but...
You have a good day, sir.
Young people, freedom is not free. Someone always has to pay the price. The price is high, but Americans have always been willing to pay it when necessary. My advice to you is to keep yourself prepared, because it may be your turn the next time freedom is threatened.
Chief, I just want to let you know, as a citizen, I have no reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause to believe that you have been or currently in the commission of or about to commit a felony, misdemeanor, or ordinance violation. But would you mind, for citizen safety, if I did a quick pat cursory search to make sure that you don't have anything on you you shouldn't? Hand grenades, whale sharks, the castor jackass.
I used to say that all the time. Get any hand grenades, tank launchers, anything like that that you're gonna...
It worked for me. I talked to one. I had a case of bad gas. It didn't work. Can I just give you a quick pat down below your service weapon? Quick pat down for citizen safety.
You want to...
Quick pat down. Put citizen safety.
No,
My
I
report.
don't want you to pat me down.
No. Okay, so it just so I know who I'm talking to.
No, I don't want you to pat me down.
Just so for my investigation.
No.
No.
Uh-oh. He's impeding your
Are you-
investigation.
You're not hiding anything on me, are you?
No, what are you investigating? What's your authority?
You match a description.
Okay.
And it's citizens authority. And just per my citizen investigation, I spoke. You gotta give some space, but we'll talk. I spoke.
Look at that, he's truly being
And
ready.
he's complied a little bit with our citizen investigation. I want to let you know that I have no reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause to believe that you have been or currently in the commission of or
Oh my
about
goodness.
to commit a felony, misdemeanor, or ordinance violation.
This
But
episode's
for
a sitcom.
my investigation and for my citizen safety, I'd like to give you a quick cursory pat down, just below and not touching your duty weapon, just to make sure that for my safety. You mind real quick? Just quick cursory.
Well, I
Just-
guess I don't mind. What are you looking for?
Just making sure that you don't have any hand grenades. Oh, you got a.
Oh my
you got a side strap.
goodness!
That's good. It's
No,
good
I
to have
don't.
that. No, okay.
It's just a boot.
Is that a gun? Whoa, that's not a gun. My bad.
Yo!
I just quick.
Dude, now I'm gonna have to put something
I'm not gonna
over
touch
that.
Definitely
because
don't
that
touch
hurts.
that.
Okay. My investigation has led me to believe that you're not doing anything wrong. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you for complying with my citizen's investigation.
Thank you, sir.
This guy, I'm gonna tell you something. If you're dealing with him in the future, we gotta put a query on him in the department, in the system.
I wouldn't comply.
He wouldn't comply with search. now, his silence or his non-compliance with my attempt at an unlawful search
I love
can't
this.
say that can't show that he's guilty. But you and I both know something going on.
He's clean cut to me.
You gotta be careful with the silence.
He's trying to hide the long gun. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be careful.
This says restricted access, open to authorized personnel only, which means you've demarcated this. This is not for the citizens. This is for law enforcement town staff only.
Right, nobody can come in here now unless they're escorted.
Well, here's the problem, right? If you demarcate an area as authorized access only, you've made it a limited or non-public forum. The case law, even the case law from your town council, per their training with KP Law and the other agencies that instruct you guys on how to deal with this, it's been very clearly upheld in the Supreme Court that once you take a limited or non-public forum and you invite any member of the public into it, it now becomes a public forum, right? You can make a public forum a non-public forum by saying, hey, listen, this was public. For whatever reason we have, and we don't really need to explain that to you, it's non-public now. So you guys aren't coming in, it's clearly marked, see you later. But the moment you invite one person in, one member of the public, say you invite me in like you did now, and then another member of the public wants to come in, you can't say he can't come in because now it's been allowed to be a public forum. We can't separate based on a class or party.
Okay.
So now this is a public forum. So now we have to demarcate it again. So if I wanted to, and I don't know if you think I have, if I've got 7 or 8 people that want to all come in here and start doing business now, they can't be told they can't come in. Like there's someone coming in here right now, and they don't have prior authorization. I'm gonna let them in. Can you hold this door? I'm gonna let them in here.
Josh, he's gonna go to the dispatch thing to get service.
That's okay. He's right here. Come on in, sir. It's a public area. Come on in, sir. This is Chief Bartlett. Fantastic guy. Chief Bartlett of Dracut
Do you need
PD.
police service?
Huh?
Do you need police service?
I'd like to renew my firearms license.
Okay.
Good man.
The application is right out here.
Okay.
You can do it online if you want to, and then when you're done with it, if you want.
Second Amendment. I love it.
Your license officer will get a hold of it,
Okay.
and he'll get.
This is what I mean.
Okay, so
This is
I can do it
perfect.
online, and I'm done putting it here. Thank you very much.
Thanks for
Nice to meet you.
practicing. Thanks for practicing your Second Amendment. Amen. Look what we just did. So I know you guys have been up to date on what's going on in Dracut, Massachusetts, and you're probably familiar with them because of this. Hey, bro, get out the car and run your mouth. How about that? I don't do favors, bro. I don't do favors, bro.
I get that, but we're not going to escalate it in front of me. Okay?
Listen, he's
No,
escalating
I get
himself.
that.
It's your job to
I get
de-escalate
that.
him, not mine.
I get
Right?
that.
I don't do
But we're gonna
favors.
keep it separate, right?
I'm going to be on a public sidewalk.
That's absolutely
You want
fine.
to try and cuff
But
me
I'm
up? You
trying
can
to
do that,
talk-
bro. I'm the wrong
You
one.
don't need to start hollering over me, all right?
He's hollering at me, I holler back. That's America.
That's fine.
The problem is he's
That's
writing
fine, but
checks
you're
with his mouth that
threatening
is...
him,
No, he's writing checks with his mouth that is...
threatening him, right?
I told him to get out of the car.
Exactly.
That's nothing
That's
illegal.
a threat.
No, it's a threat to tell him to get out of the car. Did you get out of your car? Is that a threat when you got out of your car? To tell someone to get out of a car isn't a threat, is it? I would have to threaten violence.
So why are you
I would have to
hostile?
threaten him with bodily harm.
So why are you hostile?
Because you're accusing me of committing a crime I didn't commit.
I'm trying to talk to him. You're screaming over me.
No,
That's all.
he screamed at me.
Okay.
I told him if he wants, he can get out of the
I'm
car.
trying to talk to him to get the side of the street,
Right?
right?
So figure it out, buddy.
All right.
So your issues with him, right?
All right. So I'm
So
trying
go
to talk to him,
go solve that.
and you're yelling over me.
Well, you told me I did something I didn't do.
Okay.
You told me I committed a crime.
I did not tell you committed.
You did. You said I threatened him. That is a crime. In Massachusetts, a threat is a crime.
Hey, shut up. Keep your mouth shut unless you want to go. Keep your mouth shut. All right, we're trying to solve this. Keep your mouth shut and tell us.
De-escalate. De-escalate.
Quiet.
De-escalate. De-escalate, Sergeant. De-escalate, Sergeant.
But I'm trying.
De-escalate, Sergeant. De-escalate. Now. Relax. Hey, you're dismissed. Hey, de-escalate, man. You need to chill the out, buddy. Yeah, no, I live here now, buddy. So I have a vested interest in your behavior.
Okay.
You understand? So don't play
fine.
that. All right, so
Listen,
just
I
next
have no
time,
problem with you
just
doing.
deep
Just
breath.
do me a favor. Take a step back.
No,
A little closer the
no,
first time.
I don't give a How about
Okay.
that? I'm on a public sidewalk. You approach me. How about you
No,
get the
you-
out of my face?
I'm just talking.
Walk away. Because I'm not that one. You're not rushing up to me, putting your
I'm
hands
not
on
going
me.
after you.
I know you're not, because you're smarter than you were with him. You understand that?
I handled the
Go
situation.
somewhere else. Please.
I'm doing my job.
Go somewhere else.
I
Then
want
go
somebody
do
to
it. Let me
continue
see you start doing that job. So that was Sergeant Flynn. His behavior was not only unacceptable and against policy and protocol, it was unlawful. So while I was doing business, I saw the chief of police and the other top brass from the Dracut PD at town hall. So I called MAA Audits, and we asked some questions to the chief. Although he admitted that the sergeant was wrong, he didn't want to do it on camera. He didn't even realize he was being filmed by my camera.
Okay. Listen, I don't have a problem with transparency. I don't want to throw somebody under the bus. And without having
we have to have that culture. If they do something, if he did something wrong, you know what I would do? God, look at my videos. How many people I've worked with that I've chewed out?
But Josh, without having a conversation with this sergeant, I don't want him thinking that I'm throwing him under the bus.
It's not throwing somebody
I have
under the
to-
bus.
listen.
If you arrested me because I did something wrong, you're not throwing me under the bus.
I know, but-
You're enforcing law and order.
Let me put you in my position first for just a second, in my shoes. As a leader of an organization, I need to maintain a balance with employees. Every leader has to do
You're
that.
their chief.
I am.
The balance is he violated policy, he violated protocol, and by the argument of most decent attorneys, especially mine, is he violated that man's civil rights. And with me, he violated policy. So it's very, very simple. Sometimes people just want to, here's where I'll leave it at. After that incident happened, I had your officer had a traffic stop the other night, very cordial with him, I didn't bust his ass, I travel the country, I'm usually very busy. I'm looking for somebody to tell me that you're not throwing him under the bus. He made a mistake, and it's going to be corrected. But someone has to say he made a
I'm
mistake.
acknowledging the fact that his behavior wasn't what we like for core values, and that he was spoken to about it. I'm acknowledging that. Because I want to have that culture, right? But to have it on video and him see it without having a conversation.
Well, he's going to, because he told you he wasn't recording, I am.
Oh, okay.
So after all that, we wanted to touch base on two things. Number one, now that the chief knew that the public had seen him admit that his officer was engaged in wrongdoing, would he admit on camera now that he did something wrong? And would the police department still be completely closed to the public? So myself and Late Night with 702 went to the Dracut PD to investigate and to ask some questions. I'll say now on this video, like I've said before on others, I think Chief Bartlett is a good guy. I think he's a good police officer. And he does have a track record of holding his police officers accountable, like this cop, Sonny Nugent, who no longer works with Dracut PD.
School resource officer is temporarily off the job in Dracut. Now, we want to get right to WBZ's Tammy Mutasa. She's live at the high school now with the very latest on what we've learned about this story. Tammy?
Lisa, well, tonight there's still a lot of questions about this investigation, but police say a school resource officer is accused of inappropriate contact with a Dracut high schooler. Now, Dracut police and school officials say an allegation of inappropriate contact between the student and school resource officer, Sonny Wen, was brought to their attention. Now, Wen has been put on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. Officials won't say how they were notified or when the alleged incident happened or how old that student was. Officials say it is an ongoing investigation, and the school says it is cooperating with police on all these investigations. For now, reporting live in Dracut, Tammy Mutasa, WBZ News.
Now, he can be a good dude, and he can be a good cop, but the problem is I'm still not quite sure at how effective of a leader he is. When you have a problem like a police officer violating people's rights, you need to get out in front of it. You need to tell the public this behavior happened and this behavior is unacceptable. Now, he told me that he agreed that behavior happened with Sergeant Flynn and that it was unacceptable, but he was not willing to tell the public that. But let's see what he did in today's visit. So you've seen the videos, all viral, all showing exactly what's going on at this police department. Now, we've been told multiple times that the police department is locked because they dispatch out of another department. That still doesn't change the fact that multiple things need to be done. Records requests, FOIA requests, etc. So we're going to head inside, if the door's even open, which I'm guessing it's not, unless the video that we dropped today somehow sparked them into opening up for us. Did someone put this stupid
That's been up for.
What's the purpose for this stupid
Well, generally speaking, this is the records window. People come in to get their records here. We don't do business at that window.
So you're trying to keep people out of here?
Yeah. This door.
So you don't want people to be doing what I'm doing right now?
Josh, come back over here.
No. You know why? Because there's a sign on that door that says no trespassing, unauthorized access. There's no sign here. I can hang out until you print one. Not my problem what used to be. Now we're where we're at. So I'm going to hang out over here because it's a public area. It's public access. Oh, this is a restricted area. The entire police department has to be approved.
Dracut Police Department recorded.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in to do a records request.
Okay. Do you need to pick one up?
I need to go inside the police department and fill out a records request.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
And it can't be a restricted area once they let you in. So even if they have the sign that says, all visitors must have approval prior to entry, once they let one member of the public in, it's public space. Look, what a waste. They locked down an entire building.
Makes no sense.
Okay, and there's no reason to lock down the entire building because if they're dispatching from another department, that's fine. They still have services that they provide, that they need to provide in a timely fashion. Timely being the operative word. And it's funny, there's a lady right there at the records window. A window that's open to the public. I was in here 2 weeks ago. This department has never been closed, ever. This has always been open. And I'll tell you another thing, folks. They've been doing remote dispatching here for almost a year, right? But this lobby was only closed after another one of my visits, where the public didn't react so well to their behavior. Who's hiding? I remember this lady being super rude too. They just left it here. Well, the chief doesn't want to talk to me now. Oh, so first they can bring me out a pen. Hey, I need a pen, please.
Here you go, sir.
Thanks. Is Chief in?
I believe so, yeah.
Can you ask him if he has a second to come out and chat with me?
What's your name, sir?
My name is Josh.
Yes, hold on a second.
Thank you. This lady's very nice. The other lady I met over here, she's at that desk. She's a turkey.
The chief will be right down.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, they were listening. That's smart. They were listening to the audio in the other room. That's funny. Listen. I got the audio replaying in the other room. So he was trying to see. I see. No, smarter than your average bear.
Oh my goodness.
I've been doing this for a little bit.
Now I've truly seen it all.
It's not an incident date, it's a reporting date, so I'm not going to fill that out. Hey, Chief. Not too bad. How we doing? So I'm going to do a couple of records requests. I'm filling out one right now.
Hi. How you doing?
This is my friend. She's a huge YouTuber from another state. She wanted to come down and hang out with me for a little bit. So
Nice.
her vacation, she's doing a little bit of work.
On vacation? It's not a vacation if you're working.
That's right.
That's how we got to do it, though. We got to say work. No, I did. No, I don't edit things. I released a video this morning.
Okay.
About our interaction the other day.
Okay.
We don't edit anything.
All right.
So I always give fair shakes, and I complimented you.
You did.
I did. You watched it.
I didn't. I
Yeah,
didn't see it.
I complimented you. I
Okay.
said I really like
I
it.
remember what you said to me yesterday. So.
And I also said in the video, for pure honesty, like, listen, I like this guy. I think he's a really good cop. I think in his heart of hearts, he's a really, really good guy. But, we have to be willing to say that, listen, he messed up. That's like, and you had spoke to him already. So it's not like he was unaware about the incident. I think your concern more was, well, hey, listen, I'm going to be talking to them on camera. I don't want you to feel like you've been thrown under the bus, anything like that. The guy fucked up. He got made to look like a fool for hundreds of thousands of people, right? And now he's court of public opinions, and something was wrong, right? And it's just like, sometimes people just want to be told, like, hey, listen, we screwed up, not our finest moment, and he needs to know that. Like, we don't want to worry about hurting people's feelings, like. Right. Because we're not going to say something's wrong, or we don't want to necessarily address it publicly because we don't want to hurt their feelings, because then that gives him the opinion, the thought process, maybe he can do it again. I know that's not what you're about. I do know, and I do believe that you're a really good guy.
Thank you.
I do believe that, and I do believe you're a good police officer.
One of the things that I know we've talked about this before, you and I, is that, at the heart of the situation, we're human beings under the badge, and we have emotional reactions at times too.
Which is fine. Totally. Listen, I can't tell you how many cops I've had be like flip out. One put his hands on me, and afterwards he's like, listen, bro. He's like, I was dealing with an intense situation. That guy was known to police, and he's tagged as being combative with police. So, like, I didn't know if you were with him. So, like, and I shouldn't have did what I did. But on camera, he said he did something wrong. I understand, like, he did something wrong. Everyone knows he did something wrong. I don't think anyone's disputing that fact. I think sometimes we just need to be willing to say in public, hey, listen. Like that was not our best. He's a great, and we can take onus of that.
No, it's always good to take responsibility.
And you can take the stage in that. Like, hey, listen, he made a mistake, but that was one mistake I've seen this guy make in the 15, 10, whatever years that I've worked with him. Right. You know, and he's going to fix it. Right. I'm going to do a records request. Okay. I know that you can't release the information about findings as far as in personnel records. So I'm just doing a records request for how many complaints have been filed against that sergeant, and whether the complaints are sustained, not sustained, or lacked credibility. Okay. So I'm going to keep it real easy.
Have you looked on the Post website too?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I want to do a records request in person. Okay. Secondly, I want to let you know when you talk to town council, we talked the other day, right? That even though dispatch is elsewhere, besides this sign, this lobby has been open since dispatch moved. Right. It only closed after I moved to town and I started kicking up dust a little bit.
No, we're working on it. We're working on processes to how to figure out, like, when no one's here, no one's in there. Because I'll tell you, we just had a redo of the access control system and the camera system for the badges. We just got a brand new system. In fact, they're not even done yet. They're still redoing all the cameras in the booking area. And we've been trying to process how we're going to do this, because we had a person actually come in here and go out that door and then had access to the rest of the building. So that was a problem. So we had to fix it.
Were these up?
Yeah. No, these were not up.
Okay, so...
I'm sorry. These were up, but this wasn't locked.
Right. So, but, I mean, listen, have you got one of these signs posted on every single pillar? Right, it's very clear that this is unauthorized access. The other thing that you guys are going to want to talk to your town council about, because I'm probably going to go to jail, testing this theory, and then I just win it later in court. I've done it multiple times, I think 7 times. The signs are great. I think the signs are perfect. I know right now that that's a restricted area, and I can't go back there. So I'm not going to challenge that, because you've clearly demarcated that there's no reason to go back there. That is not an open dispatch anymore. Right. So back there is personnel only. That is respected. Here's the problem, right? This says restricted access, open to authorized personnel only, which means you've demarcated this. This is not for the citizens. This is for law enforcement town staff only.
Right. Nobody can come in here now unless they're escorted.
Well, here's the problem, right? If you demarcate an area as authorized access only, you've made it a limited or non-public forum. The case law, even the case law from your town council, per their training with KP Law and the other agencies that instruct you guys on how to deal with this, it's been very clearly upheld in the Supreme Court that once you take a limited or non-public forum and you invite any member of the public into it, it now becomes a public forum, right? You can make a public forum a non-public forum by saying, hey, listen, this was public. For whatever reason we have, and we don't really need to explain that to you, it's non-public now. So you guys aren't coming in, it's clearly marked, see you later. But the moment you invite one person in, one member of the public, say you invite me in like you did now, and then another member of the public wants to come in, you can't say he can't come in, because now it's been allowed to be a public forum. We can't separate based on a class or party. Okay. So now this is a public forum. So now we have to demarcate it again. So if I wanted to, and I don't know if you think I have, if I've got 7 or 8 people that want to all come in here and start doing business now, they can't be told they can't come in. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I hear you. Because that's what we're just trying to do, work together, man. And then, hey, listen,
I will check on that.
I would. So don't even put prior to, prior entry or anything like that. It doesn't matter. This is unauthorized personnel for law enforcement only, okay? And then if you want to create an appointment with them, there's other case law that allows you to have a specified area that you can do that with. Right now, like there's someone coming in here right now and they don't have prior authorization. I'm going to let them in. Can you hold this door? I'm going to let them in here.
Josh, he's got to go to the dispatch room to get service.
No, that's okay. He's right here. Come on in, sir. It's a public area. Come on in, sir. This is Chief Bartlett. Fantastic guy. Chief Bartlett of Dracut PD.
Do you need police service?
Huh?
Do you need police service?
I'd like to renew my firearms license.
Okay.
Good man.
The application is right out here.
Okay.
You can do it online if you want to, and then when you're done with it, if you want to.
Second Amendment. I love it.
The license officer will get a hold of it, and he'll get.
This is what I mean.
Okay. So
This is
I can do it
perfect.
online, and I'm done putting it here. Thank you very much.
Thanks for
Nice to meet you.
practicing. Thanks for practicing your
Thank you.
Second Amendment.
Thank you.
Amen. Look what we just did. We just show like you could have just been like, you know, you jumped in, and that's what you do. You're not just a police officer. You're not just an administrator. You're a good guy.
I'm not gonna let him. I'm not gonna tell him. I'm not gonna talk to the guy.
Right. But what I'm saying is, you were genuinely wanting to help him. This barrier is restricting that.
So hear me out. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to mitigate unauthorized entry into other areas of the building, and the only way we can do it right now is to secure these doors.
Okay. And you know what? Then do it. Then do it. How about this?
But I'm going to look into that because what you're telling me, if what you're telling me is right, then I'll get
So
some guidance from
we first started doing the case law with it in Arlington, for example. There were a bunch of signs in Arlington Town Hall, and this made the Boston Globe, and I'm, America's Satan now for it. But the signs on the door said unauthorized access only. However, a member of the staff said, "Oh yeah, no, I know the administrator you're looking for. Come with me. Just want to make sure this is unauthorized access. I am now invited." Yes, you are. Police came. They were going to arrest me.
So you're saying you can't do that on an individual basis? When
You
an
can't-
officer wants to bring someone in here
You
to take a
can't.
report?
Here's the problem. If you allow it for me, but not for that guy, there's discretion on class. You can't tell one person they can come in for something, another person they can't, or then set time. Like if we're talking about public forum, it's reasonable times of operation. The police department is reasonably open right now. So to discriminate against one person
What about
versus
these smaller
another.
agencies, though, Josh, that don't have anybody in the building at all, but they want to bring somebody in for a report, but they don't have anybody in the building? What do you do then? How do you handle that?
Listen, during COVID, these departments figured out real quickly how they were supposed to do it. There was always one person, whether it was a police officer, civilian, or dispatch cadet, who was always in the department. Volunteers work great at all times, where their job is to sit at a desk right here. People can see them. And then they answer the thing, "Hey man, listen, just so you know, this lobby's closed. It's not an authorized area, but I'm here to help you. How can I help you? I'm looking to do that." Then they're not hiding outside. They're speaking to another dispatch. Then they're getting help. It's that in-person help. You can set something up once a month on whatever day you want it regularly, where only on that day that the lobby is open for meet the chief. Set up some coffee, sit down, talk to people that have complaints. You're the type of guy that succeeds with that.
We do have a coffee with a cop at the Council on Aging regularly.
And continue to push that. People want that.
Yeah, we do that all the time. We have our public safety night coming up in June. Hopefully you'll come to that because it's a really good time.
Oh, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of people there.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's very well attended. We give away a lot of food. We have a lot of business supporters from town. It's a good time. And then
I
we
know.
have
Listen, the drive,
last couple of years we've had fireworks after.
the Christmas drive-through,
Yep.
that was fantastic, right?
How was the traffic?
The travel, I live very, very close.
Okay.
The main thing was, I think, the telling people about it, right? A lot of people didn't know they were thinking to bring presents. People are putting cash donations out the window. Yeah. So my kid, we went through, found out that it was donation for presents. And it was actually a present she got from her. She went upstairs, she unwrapped it, and she insisted on walking across the street and donating her Christmas present
nice.
to help. She's 11.
Oh, that's nice.
So the people in this town, they're up and down. They do support their police, and they should, because overwhelmingly,
We feel it.
the Dracut Police Department is doing a fantastic job.
We feel very much supported from the community. We don't have the number of personnel that we would like, just based on our numbers and the population of the community and the calls for service. We'd really like to have a lot more officers available to work, and, hopefully...
Well, you have reciprocity agreements with Lowell, right?
We do, but,
Was that for emergencies only?
No, Lowell's great. Lowell is great. Tingsboro's great. UMass Lowell PD helps us when we need to. Methuen. We rely on our area partners for mutual aid when we need to. But, they have their own calls for service, too.
Do you exercise civilian force, civilian cadets, civilian officers, non-sworn? It makes it, the only issue that this ever arises with is with liability and insurance. Right. However, that can be combated when the calls for service for these people you have your separate things like, is there a disturbance nonviolent? Is the disturbance non-domestic? Is there police assistant requested for medical?
Yeah.
So you can find a way to decrease the amount of officers going to the calls by 10% just by utilizing police force. And then you can write that off through the state. And then you can actually get a program going and you can start seeking financial assistance from the state saying, hey, listen, we tried this. It worked. Look at our numbers, look at our budget, look at our overtime, right? Beforehand. And now look at our P&L. Look at where we're at now after we instituted this. We'd like to keep it.
We've done some really good work with our jail diversion program for our mental health and substance abuse folks, where we have a clinician on staff that will help mitigate, instead of an officer taking someone into custody for protective custody or putting them through the system on a Section 12, that we have the clinician get involved in the system with their mental health issues or substance abuse issues if they're, constantly needing police service. It's worked out really well. We helped a lot of people with that. It's a very successful program. I'm really proud of it. It's a collaborative with 4 other departments. So we work closely with Billerica, Tewksbury, Chelmsford, and Tingsboro on that collaborative. So that's through a grant from the state.
So that's good stuff.
Yeah,
Listen,
it's all good stuff.
and it's helpful to have that available. Section 12s are tough, and that's not one of those things where you'd want a citizen cadet. Section 12, when you're normally dealing with that, you have people that are dealing with schizoaffective. You have people that are dealing with bipolar.
Yeah, no, you need a professionally licensed person, and that's what we have with the clinical
Yeah, I
program
think
that
they
we have.
need that across the board in all
There-
departments because mental health is not one of the most easiest thing to deal with.
No, it's not.
And sometimes between the person that's affected and law enforcement, there's that disconnect, and things kind of blow out of. Sometimes it can blow out of hand.
That can happen.
That's why it's so important to have a clinic, somebody that specializes.
Agreed.
in
Agreed.
that,
We're
so
more.
that the barrier kind of that gap gets bridged.
Yeah, we want to facilitate assistance. Well, I will tell you that I think every person that gets involved in law enforcement really does it for the right reasons. That's my belief. I mean, I've been doing this 37 years.
Not every one of them.
Well,
Not every one of them.
I would like to think that that's the case because you have to compete for this position.
Do you know that there was
It's not something that's handed to you. You have to take testing. You have to go to an academy. You have to be physically fit.
do you realize that you have to
kinda
go through?
compete for the job.
You have to go through twice the amount of training to be a barber in Massachusetts than you
There's
do
no doubt that law
to be a
enforcement
police
should have
officer.
A whole bunch more training.
And that's to make sure he didn't screw up the line in the back of my head and I don't walk around looking like a turkey. You got a good haircut. Sometimes I struggle. Listen, I like what's happening here. And you know what? This was, and you're even smiling in your police ID. No cop does that.
Of course I am.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this with me because this also worked with a complaint that it was going to go in conjunction with. And here's what I'm telling you on camera because I do not lie to my subscribers. Now, when you thought you weren't being recorded, I didn't lie to you. I told you he was going to pause his camera. Mine was out the whole time at the same place.
I thought you said to me, "I'm not recording you," and neither is he.
No. I said at the time, I'm not recording, right? I had stopped recording, and then I started recording. Then I said, he's going to pause.
It's okay.
So, but now I'm telling you right now, right?
Yeah.
If this police officer, the sergeant, simply calls me and apologizes, I can promise you this. Massachusetts is a two-party state anyways. I can't record him without his permission, or then I'm looking at serious trouble, right? If he
Unless
calls...
he's on duty and he's out in public space.
If it doesn't matter, even if he calls me, you know that. If he makes a phone call to me, even if he's out in public and he's, I can't, if he just simply calls and says, it doesn't even have to be that. I screwed up. My bad. Apologize. I'm not going to record that call. The only thing I will do if he does it is let the public know that he did call out of the goodness of his own heart to apologize because he did recognize that he wasn't bringing out Dracut's best that day. I'm gonna take these with me. I'm gonna wait and see if he calls me.
Okay.
And I know I can still file these anyways. I'm choosing to take them with me.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that he does. And you have my word. I don't break promises, especially not in front of my subscribers. If he calls me, I will not record the call.
Okay.
I will not shit talk him. It will not be about a conversation about what did or didn't happen that day.
Okay.
It will solely be a couple seconds for him to say, I'm sorry, for me to say, no problem, let's start over. And if he does, I will let people know that he didn't. If he doesn't, I won't say, what a piece of shit this guy is. I bet if he slapped 2 pieces of bread around himself, someone could eat him as a shit sandwich. I won't say any of that stuff. I'm just going to say, I haven't got a call yet. I'm hoping to get it. My word is good. I don't break my promises.
Okay.
We have a deal that at least we can put that out in the ethers.
Yeah,
All right, Bartlett. And I looked at my email history. I emailed you.
I know you did.
4 years ago, I emailed you to set up
and
I said, I'm ready to do it whenever you're available. Please let me know your earliest convenience. It was right before COVID hit, and then I never got a response back from you.
Well, COVID was a problem anyway. But I didn't know where you had gone. I wasn't really looking to.
I was in Indiana a while, making the cops there get all fired. Okay. Not up, but fired. Okay. And I was going around the whole country. And now I'm here, and I don't want to.
During COVID?
Are you kidding me? That's my most work.
Really?
Essential personnel, press.
Okay.
I met him during COVID.
Oh, really?
I was on
Indiana?
No, Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
There's no state besides Hawaii, Alaska, and North Dakota that I have not worked in.
How come not North Dakota?
What the fuck's in North Dakota?
I can understand Hawaii and Alaska.
What the fuck's in North Dakota?
I don't know.
Exactly. Why am I going to go there?
I've never been there.
Yeah, neither have I. And I'm happy to say it.
I hear it's beautiful countryside.
And I heard you're wrong. I'll go to Montana if I want to see mountains and. I appreciate your time. I do. I mean that.
Thank you.
I don't. I wouldn't blow smoke up your ass. I think you know that if I wanted to just say "fuck you, you piece of shit," I'd say it.
Listen, you and I have had some really good conversations.
We have.
We've had some very open and candid conversations about what you're doing, why you're doing it. I completely understand it. I support it. And I have no problem with it. And I've told you that before.
I know. I just want to be, and I understand your position. This is what puts me in the catch-22. I was a district manager for a huge restaurant corporation, 5 different chains. I had like 800 employees underneath me, including general managers. So I understand the balance, right? But the way I look at it is, when I go to a table, right, and the steak came, it wasn't cooked the way that they liked it, or the waiter didn't bring their salad. I don't go to the table and say, yeah, I don't know what happened. See, we'd like you to have good food, but I say, listen, unfortunately, the chef wasn't where we needed him to be tonight. We expect better from our service staff. Your server should have made sure that your salad was down before your entrees hit. Who wants 2 meals in front of them? Right. That is on us. It is on my staff for not acting professionally. It is on me for not training and coaching them professionally and properly. But rest assured, after I leave your table, that conversation is going to be had. Can I have your email address so I can follow up with you? Sometimes people but it's not just behind like closed doors. Flynn can't feel like, and I know it's a personality thing. Like you guys work together and it's not like serving salads. You have to depend on him and he has to depend on you to defend his life. So you go home to your family and he goes home to his. I understand that. But he has to be willing, and I'm not saying he's not, but he has to be willing to accept that in your position, a man of the people that you are, that you can say on film, listen, not his best day. It never happened before. It never happened again, but it happened that day and that was wrong. Yeah. And the issue that I was struggling there with you was you were willing to say it not on camera, but and for the said reasons, right? But you were willing to say it off camera. And most cops, in fact, 90% of them won't say it on or off camera. Mm. So we understand your professionalism. People need to, like, I had what's the guy that runs the Dracut TV station here? Did he used to be a cop or something? He reached out to me and he wanted me on his show. We were going to trash Dracut Police Department for like a whole week in a bunch of different segments. And I said to him,
I don't know what is it actually.
I said to him, I go on shows like Dr. Phil. I was on Dr. Phil. I don't go on local access shows. So if I want to trash the police department and I'm going to have people watch it, I'll just come myself. Right? I'm just kidding.
You were really on Dr. Phil?
Yeah. The show.
How long ago was that?
About 2 months ago.
Okay.
It worked out so poorly for him that he never aired the episode.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It didn't work out well for him at all.
Wow.
But yeah, he flew me he has his own production company now in Texas. So they flew me to Dallas-Fort Worth. They picked me up in a big old Cadillac. They brought me to the studio. And, I filmed everything. I filmed everything backstage, all that shit. You wouldn't believe how produced it is. They pay audience members to come in. And then they sit through like 6 different filmings, like of 6 different shows. Yeah. They do hair, makeup. They have a professional clapper. Literally a guy that comes out from behind the stage and starts clapping to let people know when to clap, and then a red light to let people know when to boo. They didn't do a lot of fact checking, and they didn't do great. So they ultimately wound up deciding not to release the show.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I took down Dr. Phil Bartlett. One of only 2 episodes never made it to air. Cost him $120,000 to flush that episode. I mean, thankfully, I recorded a lot of it, so I was able to just say, like, hey, you know, I had audience members on and everything. It was great. He turned out to look like a real turkey. Do you like Dr. Phil?
I don't know. I know who he is. I don't.
He's a dick with ears.
I don't watch the show, but I do know who he is.
He supports the police, though.
Yeah,
He said, I support the police so much, I bleed blue. You know what I said? You should probably get that checked out. You know what I mean? Like, you want to bleed red, right? You don't want to bleed blue.
I want to bleed my blood.
You want to bleed your blood. Blue
I don't want
live.
to bleed, actually.
You don't. Well, of course, you want to go home and say, well, wear a fucking tack vest.
I keep it on side. I have one.
Okay. All right.
See, I'm kind of the same as well. I have no issue with law enforcement at all. I believe we do need it. What we do need is we need the departments to step up and start handling the officers that are not making the department look good and are, you know, not delegating things well as far as the way they deal with the public, you know, and if the departments are willing to stand up and say, look, this isn't going to be tolerated, these officers need to act accordingly.
Yeah.
That's, you know, if more chiefs actually said, hey, no more. Y'all aren't gonna go out and embarrass us, make us look bad. You're gonna go out and do your job according to the policies that we have in.
And that's how it should be.
And he'll do it. I'll tell you one thing. I've worked for years in the trenches of COVID, caught the tasing, shooting rubber bullets. I had a tennis racket that shot tear gas. Hit it right back at him. If he says that he's gonna do it, I know he's gonna do it. I never questioned that he would allow that behavior to happen. I knew he would. I just wanted him to recognize it publicly.
I mean, here's the thing, you know, we strive to provide a level of service that's professional and transparent, and if someone makes a mistake.
And now that we all know we're on camera, for the record, Chief Flynn is a great dude. Sergeant Flynn, sorry. He's a great dude. He's provided decades of dedicated service to the citizens of Dracut, Massachusetts, being the best version of a law enforcement as he could be, before and after. But on that day, he screwed up, and it was corrected.
We had a conversation, and I think that it was corrected.
Because he screwed up.
Well, you know that what we...
I just want you to say it now that you know you're on
We
camera.
know what we all saw in the video.
Right.
And we know that...
It was wrong. I just want someone to say wrong. It was wrong.
It wasn't...
I'm not suing. I'm not even filing complaints. It was
I know
wrong.
you're not suing. I know you're not going to sue. But, you know, you have to understand that...
Because I'll have to pay my own lawsuit with the taxes.
You have to understand that, look, you know, everybody has a bad day.
Yeah, and okay, a bad day's fine, but I just thought he was wrong. Say it with me, Chief. He was wrong. Let's do it together. Buddy system. Let's do it. He was wrong. You can do it.
I wasn't overly happy watching that.
And that works. Now, real quickly, before I go, because we got some things to do. Now that you guys
Are you sure you got things to do?
I mean, you know what? My wife would probably agree with you going down that rabbit hole, but for the sake of transparency and for my people, I just wanted to, you know what I wish cops would do when they come up to you and they say, hey, listen, I want to search you, but, you know, we need to have, they just say, hey, you mind if I get your ID? You mind if I just pat you down for our safety? I wish they did this, what I'm going to do right now. Chief, I just want to let you know, as a citizen, I have no reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause to believe that you have been or currently in the commission of or about to commit felony, misdemeanor, or ordinance violation. But would you mind, for citizen safety, if I did a quick pat cursory search to make sure that you don't have anything on you you shouldn't? Hand grenades, whale sharks, the cast of jackass.
I used to say that all the time. Hey, get any hand grenades, tank launchers, anything like that you're going to...
It worked for me. I talked to one. I had a case of bad gas. It didn't work. Can I just give you a quick pat down below your service weapon? Quick pat down for citizen safety.
You want to...
Quick pat down. Put citizen safety.
No,
my
I
report.
don't want you to pat me now.
No. Okay, so it just so I know who I'm talking to.
No, I don't want you to pat me now.
Just so for my investigation.
No.
No.
Uh-oh, he's impeding your
Are you-
investigation.
You're not hiding anything on me, are you?
No, what are you investigating? What's your authority?
You match a description.
Okay.
And it's citizens authority. You're just
Are we
investigating.
role playing here?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, huh?
Is this a test?
Well, this is so I've had a couple cops let me do it before. I just like to do that because I wish cops did that, right? Like, hey, just so you know, I don't legally have the ability to pat you down. You don't have to let me. I just would for our safety.
But what about when they do have the legal ability to pay you down?
Well, under Terry v. Ohio, they do have the ability to do a Terry stop if they have reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause is a higher bar that the public or the officer are in imminent danger.
That a reasonable person would believe.
Right, but then we have to have the discussion of what is imminent and what is imminent for a reasonable person. And is a reasonable person, is their belief of danger the same as a reasonable police officer, right? Because the Supreme Court has stated that a police officer's, viability of a reasonable person, they're in more dangerous situation.
But that's why we have the court system the way it is, right? So
that's why I say, listen,
if somebody does make a mistake when that occurs, that we have the ability to be able to adjudicate those issues after the fact, if there's no time or it's not the time and place to do it then. Right?
Now, do you guys have body cameras here?
No, we don't. But you know what? It is something that I would really like to have.
Mm-hmm. What is your honest opinion about officers that, when they're in the middle of a investigation or stop or whatever, what do you think of their consistent pause, mute?
Like, you putting your hand in front of a camera?
Yeah.
Well, I think she's simulating the body cam.
They're
She's
constantly
muting it while
muting
she's
their
stopping.
body cams. They're constantly pausing, and it's like, where's the transparency? If you're all for transparency, why are you muting?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
if we put a body cam program in place, the policy will be that if the call for service is that the body cam shall be turned on, you're not going to pause it until the call is over.
Just makes it easier, and it costs extra money. Annually, it costs about $100,000 extra.
Storage is a lot.
But you can make it so it's centrally dispatched, where when a call's initiated and they, I'm 10-8, I'm leaving the call, and if they look at the cab, shows GPS,
the
but they can't
technology
do
is
it.
fascinating.
Before I leave, you want my ID?
No.
You went to reach for it.
I didn't need a business card.
That's my ID. I didn't
know what it was.
I got a hand grenade. Do you do front-facing searches?
What do you mean?
Like, I know people usually go like this, but I like looking at the guy that's touching me.
I like looking at him too.
All right. I appreciate it, man. Quick pat down.
No.
All right. Okay. He didn't give me consent. Listen, I respect his rights as a citizen investigator.
I thought you were hitting me a business card.
No, I ran out of those.
Now, I
Yeah,
have a big
well,
question too. Does it sound kind of odd for an officer to say that, well, I learned how to pace by pit maneuver? I had an officer literally tell the court that I paced her, and the DA goes, well, how did you pace? Well, we paced by pit maneuver. That's how we learned how to pace.
I don't know anything about that.
And the court bought it. Hook,
It was trying to say
sinker.
that if that he initiated the pit at whatever speed he was going.
Yeah.
That's how he was. So
What state was this?
on top, I forget, but on top of the
Nevada.
fleet, they were trying to get him for reckless driving. So, but for reckless driving, they needed to show what his speed was. They hadn't activated LiDAR or radar. So the argument was, well, if I was going 90 and I pitted him at 95, then at that point, due with the acceleration, he must have at least been going 100.
Right.
He was over 85, so now he's driving recklessly. I think that was the argument they were trying to make.
What basically?
Yeah, I don't do math.
What basically occurred though was, I sat and I visually watched an officer in Vegas manhandle a woman. I mean, it was not good. It was not pretty. I filmed it. He saw that I was filming it. They got the girl in the car. They took off. Now the other unit decided to flip a U-turn and go park across the street and wait for me to leave. They went so much to go around and flip behind the station where I was at to sit there and wait. When I pulled out and left, he turned around and followed behind me. And that's where he came up with the whole pacing thing. And
Oh, you're talking about a completely different
remember
case.
that? Remember that case I was telling you about?
Yeah.
They pulled me over, saying I was doing this reckless speeding, and I wasn't. I had a body cam on. I had my camera in the car, front, back. And this guy literally walked into court and openly lied to the court, and the court just didn't care.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And it just makes the officer not look great. It makes the department not look great. And not only that, when you lie in court, the DA, can go through the motions of put list and your what's the word? Your credibility is shot.
Yeah.
Who we got here?
You shouldn't be lying in court. That's not.
Exactly.
Maxim.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you name yourself after the magazine, or are you the magazine?
No, I wish I was bald.
Okay. Come around and hang out with us for a second. Come on.
Transparent.
I like him.
He says he's transparent on one level, but turn around and lie in wait for someone to leave because they didn't like being filmed.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're not going to break the law, why would you care?
There he goes. Come on around, man. Come on around. We spoke
Okay,
to.
who's
this
guy?
is Maxim.
Okay.
How's it going?
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
He's
you.
good. I came in. See, I got a list of all the cops
Hello.
that do
I'm
a good
Cindy.
job here.
Nice to meet
Thankfully,
you.
from Randy, he's on the list. So I just want to let you know that I spoke to, per my citizen investigation, I spoke. You gotta give some space, but we'll talk. I spoke.
Look at that. He's trying to be
And
red.
he's complied a little bit with our citizen investigation. I want to let you know that I have no reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause to believe that you have been or currently in the commission of or
Oh my
about
goodness.
to commit a felony, misdemeanor, or ordinance violation.
This
But
episode's
for
a sitcom.
my investigation
Okay.
and for my citizen safety, I'd like to give you a quick cursory pat down, just below with it not touching your duty weapon, just to make sure that for my safety, you mind real quick? Just quick cursory.
Well, I
Alright, just-
guess I don't mind. What are you looking for?
Just making sure that you don't have any hand grenades. Oh, you got a
my
side strap. That's good. It's
No,
good
I
to have
don't.
that. No, okay.
That's just
Is
a
that-
boot.
Is that a gun? Whoa, that's not a gun. My bad. Okay.
No.
Alright, just quick.
Now I'm gonna have to put
I'm
something
not gonna
over
touch that
Definitely
because
don't
that
touch
hurts.
that.
Okay. My investigation has led me to believe that you're not doing anything wrong. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you for complying with my citizen's investigation.
Thank you, sir.
This guy, I'm gonna tell you something. If you're dealing with him in the future, we gotta put a query on him in the department, in the system.
I wouldn't comply.
He wouldn't comply with search. now, his silence or his non-compliance with my attempt at an unlawful search
I love
that can't show that he's guilty. But you and I both know something going on.
He's clean cut to me.
You gotta be careful with the silent ones.
He's trying to hide the long gun. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be careful with the silent ones.
It's silent but deadly. I forgot to.
Were you
Well,
impressed?
do you-
Were you
do you-
impressed that I didn't try to signal him to not do it?
You were doing.
I
Like
did
a little,
look for
No, I
it.
was just like
look for it.
poker face.
It's a poker face.
Poker face.
35,
next
50 on
time,
red.
just bribe him with some donuts, okay?
Oh, I won't give him the donuts. Did you see my new
I'm
intro?
not gonna eat him. No, I
Did
didn't
you see my new? Bro, check this out. This is the coolest
It is
intro
funny.
in America, and it costs me big bucks to do stuff like this. This is the. Well, that was the video today. I'll just play like the beginning.
May I see your license, please? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem. Hang on just 1 second.
This is your intro?
Yeah. I can't seem to find my license, but. You have a good day, sir.
Young people, freedom is not free. Someone always has to pay the price. The price is high, but Americans have always been willing to pay it when necessary. My advice to you is to keep yourself prepared, because it may be your turn the next time freedom is threatened.
Every time I watch that,
Is that
gives me a
World War
good
II veteran?
feeling. World War II vet, yeah. Yep. He tried to. He filed.
Did you know him?
No, he filed a complaint with the Army about 30 different times because up until the age of 92, he tried to re-enlist. They wouldn't take him because he wasn't non-commissioned. He was a commissioned officer. So it was delicate. Anyways, listen. Thank you for complying with my investigation. If you see Saturday Flynn, it's under the it's under the rug. Okay, I'm okay with it. I'm willing to like talk it out. Like I'm willing to hug about it. Maybe not kiss. I don't know him that well yet. My wife might get mad, but I'm ready to like make that. Listen, he was having a. having his time, you know, and it's okay. So if you see him, you tell him, I said I love him. Can you do that?
I think I can do that.
Just let him know. And you
Just
see
no,
Officer
no
Guy.
kisses, no
And you
kisses.
see
Kisses, though.
Did you see Officer Guy's DUI test?
What's that? What do you mean?
Well, so he was roadside, and I asked him to comply with my citizen's DUI test. And I was concerned because most people think the DUI test is following the instructions. That's not how it works. You're looking for all the other factors and indicators for it's not following the instructions is not the biggest part of it. So he's like, no, I'm not going to do your DUI test. And I was like, just look at my finger. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then as soon as I started moving my finger, I was like, I told you not to move your head. But he was fine. He's good. You're not drunk?
No.
Okay, I am. I'm going to get in the car and drive.
I did not smell any alcohol.
It
in
is.
it, so.
It's a really good gum. Right? The probable cause isn't there. I appreciate it.
Josh.
Chief.
Listen, I do want to sit down with you, and if you're willing to have a
Whatever you want.
conversation off camera.
Whatever you want. I live in the area.
I know you do, but
I got a view of your department almost at all times.
do you really?
Huge
You're
house.
that close?
I am so close.
Okay.
I walked to the town hall. I was doing business. I was able to walk to the town hall in less than 2 minutes, see that everyone was in there, call my buddy MAA and say, hey, listen, I know you've been wanting to talk to the police chief about having these doors locked, and I know Maxim ain't afraid of no people. He ain't afraid of no ghosts. He could swing on somebody. You can come ask him what you want. And he was able to, because we actually were neighbors.
Okay.
MAA, do you know where he lives?
I don't.
Yeah, so he's on one side, I'm on the other, and we're both, that's kind of creepy when I put it that way, but we're both looking at you, all it is.
Good.
All
Oh
right?
my goodness.
All right.
It was nice meeting you too.
Nice meeting you too.
Be careful.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What you see is what you get. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Quick search before I leave. All right, well, hey, listen,
Save
you're
it
right.
there.
I did. Well, no, that wasn't an unwanted touch. You shook my hand first, so the touch couldn't be unwanted. But a search can be unwanted. It depends. When I search, if you guys come up to me, I did it in a video, cop came up to search me, and I was walking, put your hands behind your back, I went like this. And a front-facing search. Because if he's going to have a good time, so am I. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. We're on a good, hey, you need my, I'm going to give you my number, so you can call me if you want. Max, and be safe out there, thank you.
Cheers. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Because if he wants, I'll keep my promise. I'm not gonna record the call, but I think that would make me no longer.
What is it?
Wanna? It is 85. So if he wants to call me, I'm good. We can all make this. Just we can start over. We had a rough start. We figured it out now. I'm gonna go rob a bank or something, like the bank.
No, you're not.
No, I'm probably not. But if there is a bank robbed, you know what's interesting? If a bank does get robbed, because we've had this conversation, he's going to have to call and follow up with me. And I'm just going to have so much fun with that phone call.
You're not gonna.
It wasn't.
Of course I'm not going to rob a bank.
Even if there was a bank robbery, we'd have the video before I would come call you.
That's true. That's true.
Well,
See,
you have a
he's
great
got
night.
connections.
Happy New Year. Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
All right, guys. So there we go. That's the Dracut PD. That's an open lobby, by the way, now, guys. It's no longer closed to the public. We'll catch you on the next one. Subscribe to News Now 702, and that's the reason I stopped you today.